Yada yang, hope you're all having a fantastic day! Thanks so much for watching the last episode of the Warren DeMartini solo lesson. I'm going to show you part 2 today, but before I do, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit that bell notification so you know when new videos are going to be coming out, because I know you guys want to know first and get the first comment in. And also please do give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, it's so much appreciated. Today I am using my wonderful Iconic Guitars Evolution S guitar. Why am I using this? Well, because Kevin at Iconic sent me an ice cream in the post from America. Now obviously not an ice cream that you eat, but it's a pedal which Iconic Guitars are now making, which is just awesome. It is a really cool overdrive pedal, and it's it can do low gain, high gain. I'm going to be doing a full video on it, but you know what, I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it for this video, and for that I had to use this guitar. The other one's on the wall. I'm feeling sad. But anyways, I know you guys want to see the second part of this solo, which I am going to show you right now. So I'm going to plug this in and make some lovely noises for you. Let's get going with it. By the way, tab download link is in the description box if you want to grab that as well. So please do feel free to go and download that. Alrighty, let's get going. Alrighty, second part of this solo. So first I'm going to show you the ice cream pedal very quickly. Such a cool little pedal. It's a low gain pedal, but it does wonderful things to sounds like this. So I've got a medium gain crunch type of thing going. Check this out. You guys are here for a lesson, not for me to noodle around with this. I'll do a full video of it, but it sounds great. I love it. Alrighty, so this solo, I shall do a playthrough for you guys first, and then I'll break it down and explain to you what I am doing. So the second part of the solo goes kind of like this. A lovely little solo. So the first lick goes like this. I'll play it for you slowly. And I specifically designed it to be a little bit challenging for me to play at the time anyway, so I can play it now. I've got a little more skills now. What can I say? 3 years worth. Alrighty, so what I did was I started off on the 8th fret of the high E string, and I picked that and I hammer onto the 12th fret, pulled back off to the 8. Then I'm going to come to the 12 on the B string and then back to the 8 on the E string. So that's my first move. Alrighty, from here what I did was I went to the 10th fret of the B string, then the 12th fret, then I'm going to come to the 8th fret of the E string, and then come back on myself. So I'm going to do 12, 10 and 8 on the B string. So like this. And then to end it, I'll come back to the 10th fret of the B string, and then go to the 9 on the G string. So I'm making some changes in this. So rather than just going up and down, the change I make initially is going to that 10 and then ascending again. And then when I come back to the 10, then I go down to the 9 on the G. And I remember doing this 3 years back, and it's pretty challenging. Glad I can do it pretty easily now. Anyways, that's that first lick there. Alrighty, after that, what I did was I went down from the 9 to the 7 to the 5 on the G string. And I just used my first finger there to slide down to those frets. And the reason I did that is because at the end of this lick, my first finger's already there on the 9, so I just used that to actually slide down to the 7 and then the 5. Then what I did was I came back on myself, so I come back to the 7 with my third finger and then slide to the 9. So when I add that together, we get that. Alrighty, from this 9th fret of the G string, I'm going to do a quick bend up and down, half step. Then I'm going to follow up with a quick hammer and pull off from the 7th fret of the G string. So I'm going to pick up the 7, hammer onto 9, pull back off to 7, slide to 5. Then what I'm going to do is come back to 7 and then slide to 9 again. So like this. So I'm kind of going down, back up, and then back down and back up. So when I add it together, so it's the same notes but different phrase. Alrighty, from there I went to the 7th fret of the D string and I picked it twice. And I put some vibrato on there. Then the next phrase that I did was this. So quite a lot of notes in this one, and basically I did it like that because it is a descending and then ascending blues scale, and that's all it is. It's basically the pentatonic scale with the flat 5th included. So I started this on the 5th fret of the D string, and I palm mute the string. I pick the 5 and then the 7 on the D string, and then I'm going to come to the 5 on the G string, and I'm going to pick this with a slight pinch harmonic and then do a little bend up, like a quarter step or something. So just a little inflection there. There's that blues inflection in there, right? Alrighty, from there I'm going to come back to the 7th fret of the D string here, and I'm going to pick it twice. Then I'm going to go into the descending phrase, which is the 7th fret of the D string, 5th fret of the D string, then the 7, 6, 5 on the A string. Now the 6th fret is our flat 5th, so that's where we get the flat 5th. That's why it's a blues scale that I'm descending in. Alright, once I've done the 7, 6, 5 on the A string, I'm going to go down to the 3rd fret of the A string as well. So like this. So when I add it into the phrase, alrighty, from here I come up to the E string and I'm going to do the 5th fret, the 3rd fret, and then back to the 5th fret of the E string. And this is where my ascending pattern starts. So once I get back to the 3rd fret of the E string, I start ascending again. So the ascend is actually going to be the 3rd fret of the E, 5th fret of the E, 3rd fret of the A string, 5th fret of the A string, and then sliding to the 7th fret of the A string. So like this. So when I add all of that together, we get this. Alrighty, then I go into a triplet pattern. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ascend up the pentatonic scale, but in a 3-note pattern. So I'm going to start off on the 7th fret of the A string, go back to the 5th fret, and then come back to the 7 to start with. So that's my 3-note pattern, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go to the next note in the pentatonic scale, which is the 5th fret of the D string. So I'm going to go from the 5th fret of the D string to the 7th fret of the A string, back to the 5th on the D. Then I'm going to do 7, 5, 7 on the D string. Then 5th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the D string. Then I'll do the 7, 5, 7 on the G. And then the final one is going to be the 5th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the G. So I'm going to add that together slowly. We get that. And when I add it into the previous phrase, and you probably heard there the timing change. So when I got up to here, I need to do it as a triplet. So 3 notes instead of the 2 where the regular 2 would be. I've got to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if I'm doing it to a click, so rather than counting 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I've got to count 3 now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's the timing change there. Alrighty, then I go into this phrase. So this is a legato phrase, just coming up the minor scale. I'm starting off on the 5th fret of the B string, picking at the 5, hammering onto 6, hammering onto 8. Then on the E string, I'm picking at the 5, hammering onto 7, hammering onto 8, and then sliding to 10. Okay, from here, what I do is I bend the 10th fret up a whole step. And then I actually hold it there and I do a tap at the 13th fret of the E string, and then I pull back off to the 10th fret and then bring the note back down. So like this. Alrighty, this is going to take me to the final phrase that I did, which goes like this. So I start this one off on the 12th fret of the E string, and I'm going to pick this note, and then I'm going to do a hammer-on pull-off from the 8th fret to the 12th fret of the E string. Now the timing for this is that I'm going to play the 12th fret for an 8th note, and then the hammer-on pull-off is going to be a 16th note triplet. So again, I'm going to go from counting 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But it's a combination. So I'll do that 12 as an 8th note, and then when I pick up the 8 and then hammer on to 12 back to 8, it's a triplet. So you get that difference in timing, which creates a really kind of cool vibe. Alrighty, then I do the same technique but between the 12th fret and the 15th fret of the E string. So I'm going to pick up the 15 first, then pick up the 12, hammer on to 15, back to 12. And one more, I'm going to go up to the 17th fret of the E string, pick there first, and then pick at the 15, hammer on to 17, back to 15. So when I add those together, alrighty, from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the 17th fret of the high E string and do a 1.5 step bend up. So I want to reach the note at the 20th fret. Now one of the ways that you can do this really accurately each time is to keep looking at your fretboard. So you get your reference note, which is the 20th fret of the E string, then you bend the 17th fret up until it reaches that note. But you also keep watching your hand and watching your fingers to see where your finger ends up. So my finger is right in the middle of the fretboard, it's covering the dot which is at the 17th fret. So from my perspective, if I replicate that, that's going to give me my 1.5 step bend. So it's a really good way if you want to kind of get the accuracy with the bending with these big bends. Alrighty, after that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide from the 17th fret to the 19th fret on the E string and put vibrato on that note, which is the final note. And there you go, there is the second half of the solo. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Alrighty, I'm going to play it all through for you slowly, and then I shall show you the whole of the playthrough again. So here we go with the whole thing slowly. And there you go, there's the whole of that solo. If you haven't seen part 1, please do remember to go and check that out as well, so that you can learn both parts and you can learn the whole of this solo, which you're just about to see. Alright guys, have a fantastic day. Like I said earlier, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and please do give it a thumbs up, share it, etc, etc. If you'd like to support the channel as well, there are lots of links below which you can check out. And one final mention as well, my buddy Nick Layton and I did a guitar course some time ago, which you can check out if you want to learn some more Warren DeMartini and George Lynch style licks. Yeah! It's called Sunset Strip Hard Rock Heroes, and it's awesome. You will absolutely adore it. If you like this, you're going to absolutely love it. So the link is below as well if you want to check it out. Enjoy the playthrough. Here we go with that. Alright guys, have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye!